The real saga of Officers Training School commenced in November 1962, when a young captain, O.P. Kaushik, landed in Madras as the first man on board. Soon he was joined by Captain Dilbag Singh, who was later appointed as the first adjutant of Officers Training School. The Officers Training School at Madras commenced functioning on 15th January 1963 with the first emergency commission course of 442 gentlemen cadets. Brigadier Ram Singh was handpicked for the raising of Officers Training School and was appointed as its first commandant. The Officers Training School was formally inaugurated in front of the White House by Shri C. Subramaniam, Union Minister for Steel and Heavy Industries. Training was primarily focused on physical fitness, fieldcraft and battlecraft with bare minimum academic sessions. Since there were no classrooms, classes were conducted in the open under the trees. The present P-Hill was utilized for lectures and demonstrations. Emergency Commission Course Serial 1, 4, 6, 9 and 12 all passed out from the Officers Training School, Chennai, and Brigadier Ram Singh was the reviewing officer for all the passing out parades of the Emergency Commission courses. The last Emergency Commission course to pass out from this academy was Emergency Commission Course Serial 12, which passed out in April 1965. The discontinuation of the Emergency Commission in April 1965 and the inception of Short Service Commission presented a new opportunity to the youth of the country looking for a bright career in the Army. Officers Training School, Madras, at the time of commencement of Short Service Commission Non-Technical Serial 1, was organized into 2 battalions with 2 companies each, namely A, B, C and D. The battalions were renamed as Ranjit Singh Battalion and Shivaji Battalion and companies as Zojila, Kohima, Naushera and Mektila. The Officers Training School was rechristened as the Officers Training Academy on 1st January 1988. In an enchanting coincidence, the Silver Jubilee of Officers Training Academy was also celebrated on 15th January 1988. Coveted Colours to the Academy was presented on 18th August 1990 by His Excellency Sri R. Venkatraman, the then President of India, in a grand colour presentation ceremony. The colours were received by Company Under Officer Bhanu Pratap Singh of the Short Service Commission Course Serial 50. Thus, the Officers Training Academy was bestowed that unique honour of Naam, Namak and Nishan, which guides, inspires and acts as an impetus to achieve greater laurels as we grow from strength to strength in the unique and time-honored traditions of the Indian Army. 21st September 1992 will forever be etched in the annals of history, not only of the Indian Army but also as a landmark in the history of a resurgent and rapidly progressing India. This was the moment when for the first time 25 lady cadets joined the Officers Training Academy to be trained as commissioned officers in the Indian Army. Another benchmark for the Academy was increasing the duration of training of women's cadets from 23 weeks to 49 weeks on par with the gentlemen cadets in April 2008. For the first time in the history of Officers Training Academy, Her Excellency Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, President of India and the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, reviewed the passing out parade of Short Service Commission Course Serial 87 and Short Service Commission Women's Course Serial 1 on 21st March 2009. It was indeed a proud moment for all of us at the Officers Training Academy, Chennai, when on 10 September 2016, the President of India, Shri Pranab Mukherjee, honored us with his presence as the reviewing dignitary for the passing out parade of Short Service Commission Course Serial 102 and Short Service Commission Women's Course Serial 16. To add further joy to this excitement, the Supreme Commander also attended the banquet held in honor of the passing out course and also interacted with the officer cadets. This was indeed a rare honor given to the Officers Training Academy, Chennai. The President was deeply impressed with Officers Training Academy, and his parting words of encouragement to the Commandant were that the Officers Training Academy campus was one of the best he had seen, and he was heartened to note the air of positivity pervading the academy. From its humble beginnings in 1963, the Officers Training Academy has come a long way to become one of the best academies in the world. While no stone has been left unturned in preserving the heritage buildings, consistent efforts have been made over the years to massively improve training as well as administrative infrastructure in the academy. Many recent initiatives have resulted in a virtual transformation of the Officers Training Academy. The Officers Training Academy main gate stands out as a captivating and imposing landmark in the city. The lighting arrangements lends to the OTA main gate a surreal look by night and indeed an awe-inspiring sight. The Yoda Chowk with 3 upright soldiers add luster to the path that leads to Ram Singh Dwar. The Parameshwaran Drill Square now has a permanent seating arrangement along with huge cantilevered roof of high tensile membrane, making it one of the finest drill squares in the world. The Ashoka Stamb also accentuates the grandeur and aura of the drill square. The most recent grand addition to the infrastructure of the Officers Training Academy is the Rezangla block, which is the headquarters of the Officers Training Academy. In the forecourt of the building proudly flutters a massive 100 feet high national flag. The grand lawns bounded by Jodhpur stone in front of Rezangla add luster to this majestic building. The resplendent Yoda Mess has been refurbished and will be fully air-conditioned in a few months' time. The Yoda Mess with its resplendent interiors is indeed a wonderful sight to behold. The Gaur Indoor Training Complex boasts of a fully air-conditioned sand model room, field engineering model room, and 2 computer labs in addition to 17 classrooms. Nestled in the ground floor of Gaur Indoor Training Complex is the completely automated Radhakrishnan Library, which has an impressive and varied collection. The renovated Ota Museum is replete with nostalgia chronicling the journey of the Officers Training Academy through the ages. The museum also boasts of a weapons gallery section which depicts the evolution of small arms in the Indian Army. The art gallery at the OTA showcases the multifaceted talent of our officer cadets in the sphere of arts and craft. The serene walls of the gallery house the most thoughtful and heartfelt expressions of the officer cadets. The Temple of Remembrance is an edifice that bears testimony to those brave alumni of the Officers Training Academy, Chennai, who made the supreme sacrifice to preserve and uphold the sovereignty of our great nation. Surrounded by the hilly outcrops of the famous P Hill from 3 sides, the Pratap Watermanship Training Area has picturesque surroundings that gives it a unique aura and mystical charm. The facilities at the Pratap Watermanship Training Area have been upgraded to provide an opportunity to the officer cadets to grasp the basics of watermanship and also for staff to relax during weekend. The officer cadet living accommodation and the quadrangle today gives other academies a run for their money. Weapon and equipment display area is another jewel in the crown of the Officers Training Academy. Weapon and equipment which has seen service in the Indian Army have been displayed. The Veda will be thrown open to visitors, especially students, to give them a better understanding of our Indian Army. The White House is now being converted into a terrain and tactical information complex, TATIC, which will facilitate our officer cadets in better understanding of various terrains in which the Indian Army operates. The golf hut has been renovated with an enhanced and rich ambience. This facility also acts as an officers' institute for officers of Officers Training Academy. Today, our campus is indeed the pride of Chennai. Warriors of Officers Training Academy have proven their mettle over the years, exhibiting bravery, gallantry and selflessness on numerous occasions. They continue to abide by the Warriors' pledge which guides them in the most testing times to face their moment of destiny with pride and confidence. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Lieutenant General Sanjeev Khanna, Ati Vishist Seva Medal, Commandant Officers Training Academy, Chennai, members of staff and all gentlemen and lady cadets, we welcome you to the passing out parade of the 107th Short Service Commission Non-Technical, 50th Short Service Commission Technical, and 21st Short Service Commission Women's Course. Today, 142 gentlemen cadets and 30 lady cadets will join the fraternity of Indian Army officers who collectively man the military machine of the world's largest democracy. In addition, today, 18 cadets from friendly foreign countries will also pass out from this academy to join their respective armies. Of these, 4 gentlemen cadets and 2 lady cadets are from Bhutan, 2 gentlemen cadets from Fiji, and 10 from Afghanistan. This day will indeed stand out as a milestone in the lives of these cadets, who are at the threshold of a noble and prestigious career, which will entrust them with the onerous responsibility to be leaders, standard bearers, and role models for our soldiers, who are undoubtedly the finest in the world. This is an exhilarating moment for the parents of these budding officers whose dreams have come true, having encouraged the entry of their children into the most noble profession of arms.
While you all eagerly await the commencement of the parade, let us take a glimpse of the history of St. Thomas Mount and the cantonment where the Officers Training Academy is located. Situated at the southern entrance of the earlier Madras, now Chennai, the St. Thomas Mount, also known as Parangi Malai, has been a mute witness to historic milestones since 72 AD. The historic church atop the mount overlooks the academy and provides serenity to the entire area. The recorded history of St. Thomas Mount starts with the arrival of St. Thomas, one of the 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. In the middle of the 1st century AD, the apostle attained his martyrdom in 72 AD at the mount, where a chapel was later built by his followers. This chapel was later dedicated to the Madonna of the Mount, Our Lady of Expectations.
The army has had a long association with St. Thomas Mount, which is one of the oldest cantonments in India. It was during the British rule in 1774 that the town became a cantonment. The revered mount has been a mute witness to numerous bloody battles and clashes between the French and the British forces. This was the very place from where the British started the consolidation of their empire after defeating the French. Ladies and gentlemen, in view of the solemnity of the occasion, we request you to remain seated while the parade is in progress. Please keep your cell phones switched off and kindly do not step onto the parade ground to take photographs.
देवियों और सज्जनों, आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि परेड और मार्च पास्ट के दौरान कृपया आप अपनी अपनी जगह पर बैठे रहें, अपने मोबाइल फोन बंद रखें और कृपया परेड ग्राउंड में फोटोग्राफी के लिए प्रवेश ना करें. A sojourn into the past will be incomplete unless we touch upon the history of the academy itself. The genesis of the Officers Training Academy can be traced back to the days following the Chinese aggression in 1962, when 2 officers training schools were established in the country, one at Madras and the other at Pune, to make up the shortages in the officer cadre. These courses were designated as emergency commission courses. While the Officers Training School at Pune was closed down in May 1964, the school at Madras was given a fresh mandate. The last emergency course passed out from here in February 1965. Subsequently, the Short Service Commission courses for gentlemen cadets, both for technical and the non-technical streams, were instituted. In 1998, this military institution was renamed as the Officers Training Academy. Another significant milestone was achieved in 1992 when this academy started training young women to become officers in the Indian Army. You would be glad to know that since the inception of the academy, more than 56 years ago, over 28,187 officers, including 2,520 women officers, have passed out. Besides these, 2 courses were conducted exclusively for cadets from Sri Lanka in the year 1980 and 81, wherein 74 Sri Lankan cadets were commissioned. Since September 1998, foreign cadets from Afghanistan, Uganda, Lesotho, Fiji, Seychelles, Jamaica, Bhutan and Tonga have also passed out from this academy. Another benchmark of this academy was increasing the duration of training of lady cadets from 6 months to 1 year and bringing their training at par with the gentlemen cadets. The first such course with the common merit list passed out on 21st March 2009, and their passing out parade was reviewed by the then President of India, Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil.
Over the past 5 decades, Officers Training Academy has evolved significantly. The long and arduous journey from 15th January 1963 till date has been marked with sweat and toil, with laurels and glories attained, and a tradition of honor diligently built. Our dedication and devotion to duty, coupled with unflinching loyalty displayed by the alumni in war and peace, their deeds of valor and heroic sacrifices, all have been aptly recognized and rewarded in the form of the ultimate honor, that is presentation of Academy colors to the Officers Training Academy by the then President of India, late Sri R. Venkatraman, in August 1990.
The color of the academy is French grey and blood red. Grey indicates the strength of steel and blood red background indicates the will to sacrifice. The colors symbolize the living spirit of the academy, representing all that is noble and honorable. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the markers' call, heralding the entry of markers of the marching contingents. They now emerge through the gate of the fort to take up their respective positions on the inspection line. The parade commander, Academy Under Officer Bhavnani Siddharth, preceded by 2 cadet pilots, can be seen marching smartly towards the center of the drill square, from where he will take position to command the parade. Corporal Puneet Sharma and Corporal Saurabh Kumar are both cadets of the junior course who have been specially selected to escort the reviewing officer. They can be seen advancing towards the saluting dais, followed by two lancers on horseback. They will take up positions on either side of the ceremonial arch and escort the reviewing officer to the saluting dais. The markers are lined up on the inspection line from left to right as you see them. They are Company Sergeant Major Pratyush Santa, Company Sergeant Major Adhiraj Singh Shaktawat, Company Sergeant Major Kiran Deepak Raut, Company Quartermaster Sergeant Tejasvi Saharan, Company Quartermaster Sergeant Vipul Sivach, and Company Quartermaster Sergeant M. Mani Rajan.
The advance call having been sounded, the stage is now set for the contingents to march in. I am sure the parents, friends and relatives of the passing out course cadets have been waiting with bated breath to witness the impressive and grand entry of these magnificent men and women surging forward in perfect unison through the magnificent fort gate into the Parameshwaran parade ground. Today is a red letter day for all of them, attired in their immaculate uniforms, matching steps in unison, swinging arms in perfect harmony, heads held high with pride and elan, and their hearts afire with zeal and enthusiasm. The budding officers vow to declare in unison, not with dreams, but with blood and iron shall a nation be molded at last.
It would not be wrong to say that the predecessors of these young men and women have had a major role to play in defining India's destiny. They have fought in conventional and unconventional wars, be it in defending our own country or even in foreign lands like Somalia, Congo, Sudan, and even providing assistance to Sri Lanka and Maldives.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Academy colors, also known as the Nishan, will shortly be brought on to the drill square. The colors, being the reward for collective heroism, have always marked the pride of a regiment. Men have made the supreme sacrifice, displaying acts of death-defying courage and unflinching loyalty to save this piece of colored silk, reverently called the colors. Colors are the symbols that appeal with an irresistible force to the loyalty of those who are beneath their folds and speak to them of the glories and greatness of the past.
देवियों और सज्जनों, अब से थोड़ी ही देर में अकेडमी कलर्स, जिसे कि निशान भी कहा जाता है, परेड मैदान पर लाया जाएगा। यह सामूहिक बहादुरी का प्रतीक है और हमेशा ही सभी के लिए गर्व का स्रोत रहा है। चिरकाल से बहादुर योद्धाओं ने इसी रेशमी कपड़े के लिए अदम्य साहस का परिचय अपने प्राणों का सर्वोच्च बलिदान देकर दिया है।
As befits the solemn occasion and as a mark of respect to the colors, the parade will present a general salute. May I request you all to rise at that time and those in uniform to salute. The contingents in front of you represent the companies which have been named after the famous battlefields in India and abroad, where our brave soldiers have proved their mettle. The first contingent from the left is Naushera Company and is commanded by Senior Under Officer Amardeep Kaushik. The other appointments are Battalion Cadet Adjutant Himanshu, Junior Under Officers Triraj Pratap Singh, Vinod Kumar Joshi, Aditya Srivastav, and Company Quartermaster Sergeant Saurabh Shah. The second contingent from the left is Basanta Company and is commanded by Senior Under Officer Mushtaq ul Islam Khan. The other appointments are Battalion Under Officer Amol Jagdale, Junior Under Officers Nitin Singh, Deepak Maurya, Moiz Yasin, and Company Quartermaster Sergeant Aditya Pandey. The third contingent is a lady cadet contingent comprising of Zojila and Filora Company, commanded by Senior Under Officer Divya Makkad. The other appointments are Senior Under Officer Soumya Singh, Junior Under Officers S. Chandana, Nirma Chaudhary, Bhavna Sharma, Company Sergeant Major Dipanshi Dhaiya, Company Quartermaster Sergeant Sangeeta Mal, and Prajakta Nikam. The fourth contingent from the left is Jasami Company and is commanded by Senior Under Officer Ojasvi Sharma. The other appointments are Battalion Under Officer Noyonika Binda, Junior Under Officers Pratik Mete, Chinmay Gaidani, Shubham Khakre, and Company Sergeant Major Inderdeep Singh Chahal. The fifth contingent from the left is Kohima Company and is commanded by Senior Under Officer Gururajan Pal Singh. The other appointments are Battalion Cadet Adjutant Karishma, Junior Under Officers Lohit Sharma, Abhishek Kumar, Anubhav Singh, and Company Sergeant Major Vipin Kumar. The sixth contingent from the left is Mektila Company and is commanded by Senior Under Officer Lashram Abhishek Singh. The other appointments are Junior Under Officers Srinivasan K, Pratik Dhawan, Ashutosh Srivastav, and Company Sergeant Major Jeevan Raj Sanjeev. At the end, standing smartly, is the Academy Cadet Adjutant Sandhya.
An impressive tally of gallantry awards of 1 Paramveer Chakra, 8 Ashok Chakra, 10 Mahavir Chakra, 22 Kirti Chakra, 62 Veer Chakra, 118 Shaurya Chakra, and 558 Sena medals earned by the officers commissioned from this academy bear testimony to the valor and dedication displayed by the alumni of this institution. In the recent past, Major Mukund Vardarajan, Lieutenant Navdeep Singh, and Lieutenant Sushil Khajuria, who passed out from this academy, made the supreme sacrifice in encounters with terrorists in the Kashmir Valley. Lieutenant Navdeep Singh and Major Mukund Vardarajan were awarded the Ashok Chakra on 26th January 2012 and 15th August 2014 respectively. These names have been etched in golden letters on the ceremonial arch as the gentlemen and lady cadets passing out will take their final step at the Officers Training Academy. This, no doubt, will inspire these young men and women to emulate the gallant deeds of these brave officers as and when the day of reckoning comes. As you are aware, this prestigious academy is staffed by highly experienced and decorated officers and men who have been chosen for their caliber and proven record and are the very best of the best.
The officer on the extreme left, mounted on the Charger Prince, is the adjutant of the Officers Training Academy, Lieutenant Colonel Karunakar Dimri. An alumnus of this academy, Lieutenant Colonel K. Dimri was commissioned into 14th Battalion, the Jat Regiment, on 19th March 2005. Lieutenant Colonel Dimri has rich operational experience, having actively participated in Operation Rakshak, Operation Meghdut, and Operation Falcon in Jammu and Kashmir and the Northeast. He has served as aide-de camp to the General Officer commanding 26th Infantry Division in a field area. In addition, he has the experience of 2 foreign assignments. The first one in France, where he went for a short cross-attachment with the French Infantry Battalion, and the second at the Democratic Republic of Congo for 14 months and was actively involved in diffusing the famous 2013 Congo crisis. A graduate of the prestigious Defense Services Staff College, Wellington, Lieutenant Colonel K. Dimri assumed the coveted appointment of adjutant of this academy on 21st November 2017. He was awarded the General Officer Commanding-in-Chief Northern Command's Commendation Card in the year 2011 for his commendable professionalism in the icy peaks of Siachen. He has also been awarded the MONUSCO Commendation Card for his contribution during the Congo crisis while serving with the United Nations mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Ladies and gentlemen, in a short while from now, the officiating Deputy Commandant and Chief Instructor of the Officers Training Academy, Brigadier Evie Reddy, will arrive to take the salute.
Brigadier Evie Reddy is an alumni of Sainik School, Korukoda. He joined National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla in 1980 and was commissioned into 5th Mahar Borders on 15th December 1984. After years of regimental service and staff appointments, he graduated from the Defence Services Staff College, Wellington. During his long service career, he has held a variety of sterling and balanced portfolio of command, staff and instructional assignments. He has experience in the field of United Nations peacekeeping, having served in Somalia for 1.5 years and served as team leader at Indian Army Training Team, Botswana for 3 years. Brigadier Evie Reddy has commanded an infantry battalion and a Rashtriya Rifle sector. He was Brigadier General Staff, Headquarter, RTRAC, and Commandant of the Mahar Regimental Center before being posted to Officers Training Academy, Chennai in April 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier Evie Reddy, officiating Deputy Commandant and Chief Instructor, Officers Training Academy, Chennai.
If you look to your left, you can see a horse-drawn buggy in which the Commandant of the Academy, Lieutenant General Sanjeev Kanal, Ati Vishist Seva Medal, is arriving. Lieutenant General Sanjeev Kanal, a third-generation army officer, was commissioned into the Regiment of Artillery on 19th December 1981. An alumnus of the National Defence Academy, Indian Military Academy, Defence Services Staff College, the College of Defence Management and the National Defence College, the General Officer has held varied command and staff appointments during his career spanning more than 3.5 decades. Apart from instructional appointments at the Indian Military Academy and College of Defence Management, the General Officer has also been a staff officer in the United Nations mission at Angola. The General Officer's operational experience include Operations Pavan, Operation Rakshak, Operation Meghdut, Operation Vijay, and command of a medium regiment during Operation Parakram. The General had the distinction of commanding the largest artillery brigade of the Indian Army prior to being nominated to attend the prestigious National Defence College course. He has been a Grade 1 Staff Officer, Operations of a Rapid Division, Joint Director in the Recruiting Directorate, and the Deputy Military Secretary Artillery in the Military Secretary's branch. The General Officer has commanded 40 Artillery Division, Paschim Madhya Pradesh Sub-Area and Madhya Bharat area prior to taking over as the Commandant of OTA Chennai. The General is an experienced Army aviator with combat flying experience during Operation Pavan. He is also a mountaineer who has summited the Lamo Angdan Peak in North Sikkim. He has been awarded the Ati Vishist Seva Medal, the Chief of Army Staff's Commendation Card, and the General Officer Commanding-in-Chief Northern Command's Commendation Card.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Sanjeev Kanal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, Commandant, Officers Training Academy, Chennai.
General Salute! Salam! Shas!
Ladies and gentlemen, in a short while from now, the reviewing officer for today's parade, Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, Ati Vishist Seva Medal, Bar, Yuddha Seva Medal, Sena Medal, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Northern Command, who is also the Colonel of the Dogra Regiment and Dogra Scouts, will arrive to take the salute. Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh was commissioned into 9th Battalion, the Dogra Regiment, on 13 December 1980. He is an alumni of Sainik School, Kapurthala, National Defence Academy, Khadakwasla, Defence Services Staff College, Wellington, and the National Defence College, New Delhi. He obtained his master's degree in arts from the King's College, London, while he was attending the prestigious Royal College of Defence Studies course in the United Kingdom. The General Officer has held varied command, instructional and staff appointments. His command assignments include Commanding Officer 9th Battalion, the Dogra Regiment, Commander of a Mountain Brigade in counter-insurgency operations in the Northeast, General Officer Commanding of an Armored Division, and General Officer Commanding of a Strike Corps. His staff appointments include Staff Officer of United Nations Peacekeeping Mission at Rwanda, Colonel General Staff in the Faculty of Studies in Army War College, Chief Operations Officer of the United Nations Mission at Sudan, Director General of Military Operations at the Military Operations Directorate, and Deputy Chief of Army Staff in the Army Headquarters. His instructional appointments include tenures at National Defence College Academy, Khadakwasla, and Counter-Insurgency and Jungle Warfare School, Verangte. The General Officer is a recipient of Bar to Ati Vishist Seva Medal, Yuddha Seva Medal, Sena Medal, Chief of Army Staff's Commendation Card, Northern Army Commander's Commendation Card, and Eastern Army Commander's Commendation Card. Shortly, you will hear the fanfare heralding the arrival of Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Northern Command, our reviewing officer for today's parade. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, Ati Vishist Seva Medal Bar, Yuddha Seva Medal, Sena Medal, General Officer Commanding-in-Chief, Northern Command.
General Salute! Salaam! Sat! Right!
Ladies and gentlemen, the parade commander is now moving forward to give the report to Lieutenant General Ranbir Singh, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, General Officer Commanding in Chief, Northern Command, Reviewing Officer of the parade.
श्रीमान अफसर सैनिक अकेडमी चेन्नई 317 कैडेट परेड पर परेड निरीक्षण के लिए हाजिर। नौसेना कंपनी खड़ा रहे, बाकी परेड
The motto of the Academy is "Serve with honor," which epitomizes the code of conduct of a soldier in all times and situations. The Academy has honestly and zealously striven hard to inculcate this lofty spirit in every cadet who passes out from here, so that they can live up to their motto even at the peril of their lives. It is nothing but that sense of honor that may bring him back to their feet and send them in a last charge to hoist the nation's tricolor on the most hazardous of mountain peaks. Proudly holding aloft the Academy colors, in the center of the parade ground stands the color party. The ensigned cadet is Senior Under Officer Shirish Deshmukh, flanked by Company Sergeant Major Bhupinder Singh and Company Sergeant Major Parminder Singh. It is a matter of great honor for these cadets to be carrying the colors. You will notice that the color party stands at attention throughout the parade.
The parade ground or the Parmeshwaran Drill Square in front of you ignites in all of us a feeling of reverence and patriotism. We know of this ground as the sanctum sanctorum of the Academy, where we grasped the essentials of military life, such as alertness, steadiness, precision, and perfection. This parade ground is dedicated to a very gallant son of India, late Major Ramaswamy Parameswaran, Paramveer Chakra, an alumnus of the Officers Training Academy.
Major R. Parameswaran was commissioned into 32nd Battalion of the Mahar Regiment on 16th January 1972 as part of the 12th Short Service Commission Course Non-Technical. While serving as a company commander in Sri Lanka on 25th November 1987, his column was ambushed by the liberation tigers of Tamil Eelam. During the fierce combat that ensued, he was critically wounded. Undaunted and unmindful of his grave injury, this brave soldier continued to inspire his men and finally breathed his last. For this act of exceptional gallantry, devotion to duty of the highest order and supreme sacrifice, the nation honored this great hero with the Paramveer Chakra, the highest gallantry award for bravery in the face of the enemy. In that operation, we lost a courageous soldier. A brave heart became silent and still, but not before transcending into posterity and the legendary annals of the history of this academy and our army.
The parade commander is now returning to his position to take command of the parade and lead the marching contingents in front of the reviewing officer. The precise movements as the contingents wheel and march to the famous martial tunes exemplify the training imbibed by the cadets in a grueling 1 year at the academy.
Shoulders will rest enormous responsibilities from this day on. As young subalterns, they will be guarding many a frontier post in the ice-capped mountains, where survival itself is a challenge. Whether it is the numbing cold of the glaciers in the north, the stormy desert frontiers in the west, or the dense forests in east, these young men and women will safeguard the honor and integrity of the nation always and every time. It is their duty to ensure the defense of the motherland, which will help the nation to grow from strength to strength. In their minds, they are convinced that they who for their country die shall fill an honored grave. For glory lights the soldier's tomb and beauty weeps the brave. Today, the Officers Training Academy proudly boasts of having a number of decorated officers among its alumni. No less than 4 Mahavir Chakra, 4 Veer Chakra and 16 Sena medals were awarded during the Kargil War to the officers who passed out from this academy. सबसे अनुरोध है कि जब निशान आपके सामने से गुजरे तो उनकी गरिमा को देखते हुए आप कृपया खड़े हो जाएं। वर्दीधारी सलूट करें।
Contingents are now marching to the tune of the Academy song Roshni, the anthem of the Officers Training Academy. This is the song that instills pride in our cadets and spurs them up to meet the stiff challenges of training, undaunted and scale new heights of excellence. Lyrics of this song were written by Major General N. Vishwanathan, retired, the 12th Commandant of this academy, and reads thus: भारत के हम जवान पर्वत के हैं समान, हम देश को उज्जवल बनाएंगे, एकता उमंग वीरता के संग बहादुरी की रोशनी फैलाएंगे।
Ladies and gentlemen, playing in front of you are the combined bands of the Officers Training Academy, Chennai and Para-Regimental Center, commanded by Subedar Major Basavaraj Bhagwati of this academy.
सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, We are all familiar with the tune being played by the band. This inspiring tune stirs in every Indian an unmatched patriotic fervor and has motivated many young men and women during our freedom struggle. The cadets march smartly as the gods look down benevolently upon them, showering them with their blessings. These cadets look forward to a glorious and challenging life in the Indian Army as officers. What awaits them is an opportunity to serve in the most remote locations on the frontiers of our country and mingle with the different people and tribes that together constitute this great nation. Moving behind the line of contingents is Lieutenant Colonel Karunakar Dimri, the 14th Battalion, the Jat Regiment, the adjutant of the Academy, astride his charger, Prince. The adjutant's presence on the horseback is of much significance during all ceremonial parades, since he is the custodian of drill, turnout, discipline, and for imbibing character qualities amongst the cadets. In this task, he is proficiently assisted by the Assistant Adjutant, Major Anuj Sharma of 13th Battalion, the Dogra Regiment, and the drill staff, headed by Subedar Major Resham Bahadur Gurung, Vishisht Seva Medal of 7th Battalion, the 8th Gorkha Rifles. Present a general salute to the Northern Army Commander, the reviewing officer for today's parade.
The parade has now formed up for the presentation of awards. Towards the left of the drill square, you can see Company Havaldar Major Ranbir Singh of 4th Battalion, the Rajput Regiment, a drill instructor of this academy, marching smartly towards Naushera Company, the previous term champions. The Chief of Army Staff's banner will be returned to the academy by Junior Under Officer Vinod Kumar Joshi of Naushera Company. It shall later be presented to the champion company of this term. The coveted awards being presented to the passing out course are: Sword of Honor, awarded to the best all-round cadet of the passing out course. The winner is Academy Under Officer Bhavnani Siddharth. Officers Training Academy Gold Medal, awarded to the cadet passing out first in the overall order of merit. The winner is Academy Cadet Adjutant Sandhya. OTA Silver Medal, awarded to the cadet passing out second in the overall order of merit. The winner is Academy Under Officer Bhavnani Siddharth. OTA Bronze Medal, awarded to the cadet passing out third in the overall order of merit. The winner is Battalion Under Officer Noyonika Binda. Chief of Army Staff's banner, awarded to the best all-round company of the winter term 2018-19. The winner is Naushera Company. The reviewing officer will now present the awards to the proud winners. The award winners, Sword of Honor and Silver Medal, Academy Under Officer Bhavanani Siddharth. Officers Training Academy Gold Medal, Academy Cadet Adjutant Sandhya. OTA Bronze Medal, Battalion Under Officer Noyonika Binda. Chief of Army Staff's Banner, Noshera Company. The reviewing officer will now address the parade.
Commandant, Officers Training Academy, distinguished guests, parents of gentlemen and lady cadets, and proud cadets of the passing out course. Jai Hind and a very good morning to all of you. I consider it a singular privilege to review such a splendid passing out parade at this prestigious academy. At the outset, I must convey my deep appreciation to the cadets on parade for their fine turnout, steadfastness, precision, and crispness in drill movements. It was indeed a very impressive parade. As I look at each one of you, I am filled with an immense sense of pride and optimism. I compliment the Commandant and his entire team for having toiled hard to turn out such a smart and capable set of young and vibrant military leaders who are the future of our great army. I am sure that each one of you and the rest of the nation watching this parade on television screens shares this sense of pride and confidence. The passing out parade is always an occasion of joy. After successful completion of training at the academy, you are all set to venture out independently into an unknown arena with full confidence and maybe some apprehension, which may also be raising certain queries in your mind. There would also be a tinge of sadness in leaving behind a protected environment in the academy and seeing your friends dispersing. But I am sure that you all are very much roaring to go. You will now don the mantle of a leader. The kind of leader you become is based on the choices that you make. The army today is in the midst of transformation and needs agile, adaptive, and forward-looking leaders with a broad perspective and a range of skills. In an era where we face a vast spectrum of challenges spanning from high-intensity conflict, peacekeeping, humanitarian intervention, counter-terrorism, and insurgency, all in rapid succession or even at times simultaneously, we cannot succeed without military leaders who are equally full spectrum in their thinking and perception. You will be expected to make decisions in tactical, operational, or ethical situations of unprecedented kinds, which demands a very high standard of leadership and human resources management skills. In today's environment, the tools and tactics may have changed, but the basic principles of soldiering and leadership remain the same. An important dimension of leadership is how you treat your subordinates. Remember, the troops you will soon command are the finest in the world, and you must treat them with dignity and with respect. In addition to leading them well in operations, it is also your duty to look after their welfare and ensure a good quality of life for them. The power of example continues to be preeminent. Another dimension which I want you all to remember is always to do the right thing, even when it is the harder thing to do. It reflects your integrity. Someone has aptly said, life is like a field of fallen snow. Where you choose to walk, every step will show. In your career in this great army, you will need to ensure the highest standards of honesty, integrity, and probity, and resolve to always make them the guiding light in all your thoughts and deeds. I am delighted to see officer cadets from Afghanistan, Bhutan, and Fiji who have successfully completed their training. My congratulations to your governments and countrymen on receiving such fine young men and women into their armed forces. I wish you all good luck and great strength to always triumph over adversity. Last but not the least, I extend my heartiest felicitations to the proud parents and guardians who have motivated their wards to join this noble profession and have witnessed the magnificent display put up this morning. Allow me to share your joy and say that your pride is well justified. Standing before you are the finest men and women in the country. The country has to offer, and this splendid academy has transformed them into proficient young military leaders and noble officers. I have full confidence that with their abilities, dedication, and commitment, they will do their alma mater, the Indian Army, and our country proud. I wish each one of you standing in front of me with bright faces and gleaming eyes great success in this splendid profession of arms, and I proudly welcome you into the folds of our great army. May God be with you in all your future endeavors. Jai Hind.
Column! Nishad Cup! Ledge up! Nishad Column! Matthew Stop! Attention!
The Academy colours is now being trooped out of the parade ground. The parade will present a general salute to the colours. May I request you all to please rise and those in uniform to salute.
Nishad Column! Dana Nishad Badal Karbon! Dana! Back! 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 Red! Shot put! Slamet! Adab! Slamet! Shot! Red! Bajab! Shot! Red! Wicket line! Jump! Red! अंदर को चलेगा नहीं भाई मत Red! नहीं भाई सेब चल Red! आगे बढ़ गया नहीं भाई मत Red! Such! Much such!
out cadets are now all set to take formal leave of this academy. For them, the hour has come to bid adieu to the Officers Training Academy, which has been their home for 1 year. They will come forward in slow march past the saluting dais, taking their final step to the tune of Auld Lang Syne.
तीन तीन की बारी बारी में धीरे चलते अंतिम पक्ष से गुजरेगा ब्रेक डायनामाइट को डायनामाइट स्टेप धीरे चल
Of Auld Lang Syne. And surely ye will be your pines too, and surely I will be mine. And we will take a cup of kindness yet for Auld Lang Syne. This haunting melody of Auld Lang Syne, the lyrics of which were composed by Robert Burns, has never failed to bring back memories to many minds, nostalgia to many hearts, and tears to many eyes. Gentlemen, comes the defining moment, the time for which this solemn ceremony is being held. The passing out cadets will go past the saluting dais in slow march, taking their final step through the ceremonial arch. No doubt, for the passing out cadets, there is a sense of achievement, and for their parents, a sense of great pride. But unheard and unfelt is the transformation and expectation which this occasion demands from each one of them. A momentous occasion indeed, unforgettable and enthralling. I am sure they will forever relive this moment. Even today, all officers experience that nostalgic quiver whenever they hear the tune of Auld Lang Syne, to the strains of which these young men and women pass out from the Officers Training Academy today.
And tide wait for none. Yet another group of cadets pass out of this academy. They bid adieu to their alma mater, leaving behind memories entwined between the pages of time. Ladies and gentlemen, our national flag flutters not only because of the wind that blows, but also because of the last breath of every soldier who made the supreme sacrifice to protect it. To borrow the words of Longfellow, lives of great men all remind us that we can make our lives sublime and departing leave behind us footprints on the sands of time. cadets, our prayers will always be with you wherever you go and whatever you do. May you survive many a storm without losing your calm. May you surmount many a challenge with dash and elan. May the sun never set over your ambitions and aspirations. May your days be always filled with sunshine and happiness. In your hour of crisis, may you remember these inspiring lines of Rudyard Kipling. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on, hold on. Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and what is more, you'll be a man, my son. Our parting message to the passing out cadets is, make history if you can, make a difference which you can. Now, as the batch of cadet appointments approaches the final step, we quote from the treatise of William Shakespeare, all the gods go with you, upon your sword sits laurel and victory, and smooth success be strewed before your feet.
Parents and relatives of the gentlemen and lady cadets of the passing out course and all guests are requested to remain seated till the reviewing officer leaves the parade ground. देवियों और सज्जनों, आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि परेड ग्राउंड से मुख्य अतिथि के जाने तक आप सभी अपने स्थान पर बैठे रहें।
ಇಲ್ಲ ಫೈಲ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್